Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Wow! I am back and thrilled to be back.
The roast wasn't too bad this time.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Too
It was
bad.
barely a roast.
Yeah. You savaged my buy low a bit. Good episode, nevertheless. So thank you for kind of remedying my explanation, so to speak. But yeah, I was in New York, and I feel like the Montreal versus New York bagel debate is in full effect. Where do you
Really?
guys land on that?
Montreal, baby.
I mean, you got to go Montreal, obviously, but I will say that I had a New York bagel a few weeks ago, and it's the only place outside of Montreal that I would actually call it a bagel. Everywhere else, it's like a torus-shaped bread, you know? But Montreal and New York is where they're actually bagels, and then you could debate which one's better.
So how about this? Let me give my intro, and then for a little thing to spice it up, we can call to action some YouTube comments where people can weigh in. So
Okay.
Welcome in to Banger Management, the Fantasy Hockey Podcast, with guess who's back? Me, Jake, Josh, and Kevin.
Slim Shady.
Today is our Week 7 news and updates and Kevin's infamously famous Would You Rather episode.
The best part.
Love that. It's so spicy, and I did not peek. At
Okay,
all.
allegedly.
I swear. I have no idea what's coming, and I'm not even going to look at the screen when he's listing them off. I'm going to be surprised
Wow.
right then and there.
For the first time.
Yeah, seriously.
Fake news. I am always surprised. But sometimes I look at them as you're reading them, and I'm like, ooh, and I get to think
Wow.
ahead, but I'm not looking
The
at
truth
all.
comes out.
I'm not looking at all.
Biggest scandal in Banger Management history.
Jakey peeks at the Would You Rathers before they happen. Shame. Shame.
Everyone comment shame in the comments.
And also let us know what's worse between this and Watergate. What's more scandalous?
Peakgate.
It's true. Every single thing that they have in the States for any sort of scandal, they always end it with gate.
Yeah.
Everything.
Deflategate.
Deflategate.
Yeah.
It's not even just political. It's all things gate. So Peakgate was Peakgate 2025 was pretty brutal, but those
Yeah.
days are behind us. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Rate us 5 stars if you like what you hear. Exactly what Josh just did. Not 1, not 2, not Hermione. 5. All right.
For all you Harry Potter fans out there.
Yes, which I feel at this point, if they're not with our take it away Ernie's, it's And the link to all of our socials is in the link tree in the podcast description. Instagram, TikTok, Discord, big time Discord fans. We love it there. You should come join the community. We are super active there. We're super ahead of the game. So what's a good thing that happened recently? Like, it was just like someone we recommended way before. You referenced it on the most
we did something
recent
good
episode.
recently, but what was that thing?
No, because it was like that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't like I was off my phone for like a minute, and then like things happened, and then you referenced it in the last episode. So it's like we're one of us at all times is super active in the Discord, at least. So you are getting news and updates there super frequently. There's a venting channel, which is super therapeutic.
That's just me by myself in the venting channel talking about Matthew Olivier dropping points on me or
Hey, I'm the latest victim of Matthew Olivier, okay?
Jakey's next. Watch out.
Yeah, seriously.
But I do want to highlight though, like we just had our buy low sell high episode that came out a few days ago. So and we had people on YouTube comment like, hey, like I'm looking at the YouTube right now. Armias7700 commented that he traded Alex Tuck for Dylan Guenther 1-for-1.
Crazy.
Ooh,
After listening to the episode and seeing that Dylan Guenther was a buy low, he was able to pull that off. So I also saw people trade Nick Ehlers for Dylan Guenther. So after a recommendation, so a lot of good moves happening, and it's just excited to see that people act on the advice and make some really good trades. Like I get jealous. I'm like, I wish I could have pulled that off.
Yeah.
I think it was like an Adam Fantilli recommendation when he got line 1. We were on it right away.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah, exactly. How could I forget? He's my
Yeah, he's your goat.
Him and big boy Levshinov.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we get into some tidbits?
Yeah, just in the YouTube comments, Montreal or New York bagels. Very important stuff. Please let us know where you stand.
Yeah, we need to know.
And if you're indifferent, just say Montreal, please.
Yeah, exactly.
For
Hometown
science.
bias.
We're such homers.
Well, it's gonna be hard to be a homer now with Newhook hurt and Daccord and Dobesh and let's say Dobesh is.
Wait, what happened to Dobesh?
He's fine. Okay,
No,
He's totally good.
He's
Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
He's just bad, and Monty's bad, and everybody's bad. And
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna dive into some tidbits before Kevin loses his mind. House fans, we're fine. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Starting off with the big one, Radko Gudas will return to the lineup tonight for the Ducks. He should be a solid addition in Bangers leagues, and will be interesting to see how this eats into Trouba's ice time, because obviously Trouba's been one of the biggest surprises of this fantasy season. And I mean, he's still going to be great, but obviously the points we all know is not going to last. And the less ice time, the less bangs, right? So we'll see how this affects him.
Yeah, I think Trouba's kind of cemented himself into a top 4 role in the defensive pairing. It feels like, because he's been so solid with the extra deployment. So really curious to see what Gudas does if he slots in like on that first pairing or that third pairing. Looks like Minchukov is the one that's getting the scratch for Gudas. So not that he was relevant beforehand, but just noteworthy nonetheless.
There was that one, was it 2 years ago? That one stretch of like 2 weeks where he was the GOAT.
They brought him up. He was like the power play quarterback. He did well. We were like, all right. And then they drafted like Zellweger, and then they got.
And then Jackson Lacombe turned into a defenseman forward. Lots of fun stuff. But Gudas is only 17% owned on Yahoo leagues. I think he's not getting the respect that he usually gets in Bangers league. So I picked him up in our league, which I'm pretty excited about. So go grab him if you're in need of hits and blocks, and the Pims should come as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Trouba's 2 points off his milestone from last year. He got 14 points last year. He's at 12 at the time of this recording.
Yeah, it's nuts.
This is obviously a function of insane ice time, and he basically played a full season last year, by the way. It was 77 games. So,
maybe he hits 30 points this year, but he's not
It's not going to be a point per game.
Yeah, he's not going to be a point per game.
Yeah. It's not like an auto drop or anything, but hey, it's
No, for sure not.
Yeah.
Okay. Dougie Hamilton is practicing with the team and should be back sometime this week. Yes, Dougie owners rejoice until the next injury. We'll see if he gets power play 1 over Luke Hughes or over Simon Nemec, who got power play 1 for like a sniff of a period or a game or something, or if they go back to splitting like they were before he got injured. It'll be interesting to see. The fact that Hughes got demoted for Nemec while Dougie was gone makes me feel a lot better about Dougie's chances at power play 1, if that makes sense.
I think what we're about to see, though, the situation for New Jersey is very interesting because, first of all, Nemec has been really hot. So
you got a Hattie.
You got a Hattie, which is nuts from a defenseman. They were kind of feeding him at some point too, but did you guys see the third goal for the hat trick? It was a snipe. I was watching that live. I was like, oh my God. Anyways, he looks good. The fact that he already demoted Luke Hughes is, first of all, not good for Luke Hughes. I'm really enticed about Dougie's value coming back. But something to mention, though, Keefe's power plays recently have been a product of balance between archetypes. It feels like that's why we're seeing Dougie and Timo or Mercer and Luke. It's kind of been a combination of what he likes best. But now with Jack Hughes hurt, I feel like that kind of throws a wrench into the plans, and we might see a combination that we've never seen before. I'm not putting away from Keefe to run something crazy, but I feel like we might see more stability now given the Jack Hughes injury, that they're playing around with less pieces and they want to have some kind of consistency there.
Yeah, I don't see them, the Nemec thing, I just don't see it lasting, even though Keefe can be crazy. Just because, how can you pay both Luke Hughes and Hamilton what you're paying them and then play neither of them on your power play 1 when both of them, that's their main strength? So I really don't see the Nemec thing lasting, and I think Dougie's going to have the edge over Luke because Luke didn't really do much with it while he had the chance. But going into the next point, which you kind of mentioned, Jack Hughes injured his hand eating dinner and will be out about 8 weeks. Mercer and Meyer both get to be on power play 1 while he's gone,
crazy.
And then it's the defenseman. Yeah, this is just we were talking before the season started, right, about injury-prone guys, and we don't considering it if it's guys who it's not a recurring injury and there's nothing left over from last year. They're coming in fresh. At what point is someone just cursed? There's
not much we can do. He wasn't even on the ice.
he wasn't even in an arena.
we talked about this in the Buy Low Sell High episode where trading Horvat for Jack Hughes was a target. That we recorded that literally right before they announced he was going to be out for 2 months with surgery.
Yeah.
He must have cut his finger off or something. Is that what happened?
They did say it's finger, and they did say he had to get surgery.
So That's just crazy. But 8 weeks without Jack Hughes is a huge loss for your fantasy teams. He was probably a first round pick or one of the first picks in the second round in most of your leagues. I think the forwards now on the power play are set though. I think it's Brad, I think it's Timo, I think it's Hischier, and I think it's Mercer. Yeah. So the fact that Timo is kind of staple there now, I feel like we might see Dougie just roll with this, and happy for Josh because he's been holding Dougie on his IR, but maybe some consistency for New Jersey. They're really injury struck right now. Like they're missing a lot of players even in depth roles. So, and shout out to Gritsuk, who might get a look in the top 6 now and maybe some opportunities in the near future. I mentioned his name before. I'm mentioning it again. He's got a little banger in his archetype as well. Like he's not opposed to getting 2-3 hits in a game. So if he's playing top 6 minutes, I actually like him as a potential breakout candidate.
So in like a week and a half from now, what do we think the top 5 are going to be on this power play?
So I think it's going to be pretty much what Kevin said in terms of the forwards. Like that's pretty set in stone. The only thing that could upset that is if Stefan Nason has his revenge tour and bumps off either Mercer or Meyer, but like
or
Gritsuk, honestly. But I don't see it. I think those 4 are pretty cemented, and then it's just the question of Luke versus Dougie. They could go back and forth, but kind of like Kevin was saying, like I think they might now have a cemented power play 1 because of the Hughes injury and not being able to have, putting both Mercer and Meyer on there. And so I think whichever defenseman gets it, and I'm leaning towards Dougie, should run with it. I will say that as a Dougie owner, if he gets it and is running with it, I'm looking to sell high. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with the headache, even if he keeps it all season. It's the headache of he can lose it at any moment, and it's the headache of he's super injury prone. So I will.
He's
be
the Svechnikov of defenseman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my take on this is that Hischier and Brad are 100% cemented, and I actually, crazy enough, I know it's been like all over the place, but I think that Dougie's kind of like the third man up, most likely to keep the spot. And then I think it's going to be between Nemitz and Hughes is going to kind of just be alternating, and Mercer and Meyer. That's the way I.
Like you think it might be 2 defensemen, or you're just saying kind of like?
I think it may be 2 defensemen because.
Okay.
Look,
I don't see them rolling 2 defensemen.
Nemitz was drafted 2nd overall, guys. Right? Like it's like
what are the junior numbers?
You don't. Well, you know why they no, but it's actually important. They did that because they were so loaded at offense. They just like passed up on guys like Cutter, Gauthier. This was the Slavkovsky year. Actually.
Yeah, Cooley.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So like, which they could probably use right now.
Yes, they could.
Like. Steak knives are flailing around and things are crazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, apparently that restaurant's getting bad Yelp reviews.
Yeah,
oh my god, that's so brutal.
Poor restaurant.
Yeah, seriously.
They're cooked. No pun intended.
Yeah. So the way I see it is that like I'm gonna like I'm not excited about anybody on this power play except for Hischier and Brad as far as stability goes. Even though there may be pockets of value here and there for the other people. But are we writing off Nemitz? We think once Dougie's back, like Nemitz is irrelevant.
I mean, it's like he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it, but I don't see why they wouldn't put Dougie there.
3 goals with a snipe to cap it off. Yeah,
it's like
tough.
Both Dougie and Luke are getting paid like $8 million, something like that.
Yeah.
So you'd be paying $16 million for 2 defensemen not on your first power play unit. And they're both offensive defensemen. It's not like you're paying like a Slavin or something. Like it just it doesn't make any sense.
They want to win. So listen, they'll do what's best, but they're gonna give like Dougie didn't lose it because of skill. He just got hurt.
He lost it because of it. Exactly. That's it.
Right.
All right, let's move on because we can talk about this Devils situation all day.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Joey Daccord back at practice and should be back within a week or 2. He'll take back the starting role from Grubauer. Very exciting for us Joey Daccord owners in fantasy.
All 5 of you rejoice.
There's dozens of us. No, Daccord's actually like super underrated. I think last year I remember like thinking I really wanted him this year, and then I got him. But yeah, he's very underrated. Seattle seems to be very mid this year, but like I mean that in a positive way. Like like better than expected. I expect them to be
potentially
bad.
4th in the division.
Sure, I'll give you that. Potentially 4th in the division. Also, I'll just tie this into the next point. Jared McCann is skating again and could be back within the next 2 weeks. He should take back line 1 power play 1. He'd bump Marchman off line 1 and probably Tolvin in from power play 1. And I think that just makes the team a lot better as well. He was off to a really good start to start the season. I like how that affects Jordan Eberle and Matty Beniers because the 3 of them were aligned together and were doing really well to start the season. So as a whole, I'm excited for Seattle with both of these guys coming back potentially in the next week or 2.
McCann is one of those guys that I feel like is just criminally underrated as like an NHL talent. I feel like the fact that he went to Seattle, he's arguably their best forward when healthy.
Yeah.
If he's healthy and playing well, like he has the highest ceiling. He is their best forward. the fact that we forget that is crazy. For fantasy, he's solid. He's nothing groundbreaking because of the team that he's on and the talent that he's surrounded by. But I like him a lot. And I think he's going to help this team. Are you worried at all about this Grubauer who's had like 2.5 really good games because he was the worst goalie?
I could not be less worried about Filip Grubauer's team starts. I will say the only thing that it's not a worry. I think it might actually be better for Joey, but I think that I think people were saying that the reason he got injured is because they played him like 8 games in a row.
Maybe.
And so maybe they'll actually give him a break every like 4 games now because they saw that Grubauer. The reason they were playing him nonstop is because their other goalies were Grubauer and Matt Murray, right?
And they both Matt Murray played 1 game and couldn't finish it, and then
and then Grubauer, other than this year, has been absolutely awful. So it makes sense there. And Daccord's one of the main reasons they win a lot of their games, right? So it makes sense they were just riding with him all the way. But I think the fact is, Jake, you could speak to this as a goalie, but and I feel like at such a high level of the NHL, just goalies aren't made to play every single game, even the best ones will get a break after, even Hellebuck gets a break every 5-6 games, so it's I think it just takes a toll. And so I could see Grubauer getting 1 start every 4 or 5 games now, where before he would have gotten only the back-to-backs.
Yeah, which is still a huge discrepancy, right? That's not a 1A, 1B at all.
No.
I mean, the days of Marty Brodeur getting 75 starts is not a thing anymore.
So crazy.
Yeah, so what's interesting in this is that at the time of this recording, Seattle is 5th in goals for, 5th lowest in goals for per game as a team. So they're scoring the 5th least on average. Goals against, 6th best. So he's been a monster, Daccord.
Yeah.
Really, this is exactly what you want.
It's not
for
only
fantasy.
on him.
What do you mean? The fact that they're mid?
No, but I feel like they play a style of hockey that's not super risky. I feel like it's the type of thing that they're gonna take what's given, but they're not gonna give a lot to the other team, and that's why they're not conceding a lot of chances. But Daccord is also amazing.
Yeah, no, that's it. And when come playoff time, you want. I say this a lot. You want players on teams that are fighting for playoff spots, especially if it's goalies. You're right. They're shut down. He's at a .900 save percentage. It's not that great, but he's winning his games. He's 6-2-3 right now. I think that it's a really good opportunity to, keep him. Don't drop him. Don't panic or anything. And Seattle's not some amazing offensive team. Josh was the highest on them, right? Josh was the highest.
No, Kevin was the highest on them. Kevin was the highest on the board.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Daccord is just one of those goalies that is nobody's gonna try to trade for him.
Yeah,
he's not gonna have any pull in the trade. But if you have him on your roster, he's gonna do good for you. So
yeah. Also, McCann is probably their best player. Should be. Eberle's been pretty good, but I really like Daccord this year and sticking with the process of good goalies on teams that are fighting for playoff spots. I think that's a no-brainer. Works 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the sad news for us Habs fans. So, Alex Newhook fractured his ankle and will be out for 4 months. That's pretty much until playoffs. Big blow for the Habs and for him since he was having a career year. To add on to this, Caden Gooley, turns out that he can't just come rehab without surgery, so he's going to be out for, another 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. And then that's to the surprise of no one, because Gooley is always a Band-Aid, and then to the surprise of no one again, Kirby Dach is also out for, 46 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks? I forget. But either way, I didn't include the details of the other ones because they're not the most fantasy relevant, but in our hearts, it sucks. It's a really rough time. The Habs are in a bit of a free fall right now. Power play is looking atrocious. Nothing's really working. I'm pretty sure that I've been reading that Nick Suzuki's playing injured. And
I've seen that too.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for the Habs right now. I'm not panicking like Kevin was at the start of the episode.
I'm panicking.
I think we're going to turn it around.
Our goalies are also playing like dog water, so
yeah,
that doesn't help.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still second in the division right now, and I know we were on the downspin right now, but if you told us at the start of the season that we'd be here this many games into the season, we would have been overjoyed. So I'm not panicking just yet.
Yeah, it's just we lost really good depth, right? So
yeah,
I think overall the fantasy thing that I'm taking away from this, because most of these guys were not on your fantasy rosters unless you're playing in a tremendously deep league.
Yeah,
I think maybe this pushes the envelope a little further for the Habs to make a move for some forward depth or a 2C or something, because all the trades usually happen near trade deadline, right? But you're allowed to trade before the trade deadline. People forget that. It's just nothing usually happens because teams are reluctant to trade until they know that they're not going to be in the competition or not. So,
do you think Nazem Kadri could be coming to the Habs?
I mean,
I'm looking it's got to be a C, right? And I mean, like the big name everyone wanted in the offseason, that was kind of a stretch, was Crosby, but there's no way he's getting traded if Penguins are doing this well.
No.
So that kind of takes that out. So
I think the Habs are going to wait, because I think we'd rather get Crosby than Kadri, like, obviously. So, but we're only getting Crosby near the trade deadline if it happens.
No,
so
I think that at this point the Penguins are too good. He's not going to move.
A lot can change. I mean, if you asked a week ago about how the Habs were doing, we'd say, like, we're making, we're winning the President's Trophy. And now, so, like, it's a long season. It's a long way until the trade deadline. But as it stands right now, he's not getting moved.
You got Kapanen centering that second line.
But honestly, he's been good.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah. But he's been very good.
The loss of Newhook is pretty big, though. That second line with Newhook, like, he really was popping off with the two rookies. And so we'll see what happens. But not too much fantasy stuff.
But I will say Kapanen's like the player here that I'm very interested in considering, because we have Joe Veleno, who's a fourth liner, and Jake Evans, who's actually a very good hockey player, but he's never been like, he's a second line guy.
Bottom 60.
Pretty much.
He's a third or fourth line center.
So really, like the only fantasy implications are, I mean, first of all, Habs in general are going to be worse, so goalies will get less wins, and Kapanen having the opportunity, playing with Bolduc and Demidov, like, that's some pretty serious line mate potential, I will say.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's tough to ever really get too excited about a guy who's not getting that power play 1 deployment, especially when it's not like an established guy, So a rookie not on power play 1, even though he's been hot to start the season, doesn't necessarily translate to fantasy relevance for this year. But something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, I'm watch listing him.
Yeah.
Last thing, the only thing I want to mention though, little tidbit is Bolduc. Like, we've seen him tremendously slow down from what he was doing in the start of the season, where he was like scoring every other game. Yeah. But now, like, his ice time was fluctuating a lot. Now the fact that we got 2 injuries, we're kind of consolidating into this top 6. He's got one of those spots. He's been playing with Demidov. He's on that PP1 as we speak, as they try to find their mojo back. Like, he might be the only beneficiary in the situation where he's getting a new deployment that's a catalyst for his value. So monitor that and see if he can do something with it.
Yeah, fully agree. Okay, some re-signing news to make free agency even more boring this summer. Adrian Kempe was re-signed to an 8 times $10.625 million contract extension with LA. Well-deserved. He's by far their best player. And just every single big free agent has not even waited for like 2 months into the season to just be like, let's just lock it down and move on.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely the rising cap. Not much to say fantasy-wise, but it was I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie McAvoy. Oh, sorry.
Daccord.
Yeah.
Daccord.
Charlie McAvoy took a puck to the face and is out indefinitely. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was brutal.
It did not look
really
good.
hope he's okay, because that looked really, really brutal. Elias Lindholm on power play 1 in his absence. This is not one of those times where I'm rushing to add Lindholm. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I feel like I'll wait and see. He's definitely, like, I'll add him to my watch list, but sometimes, like, a power play 1 quarterback gets injured and you rush to pick up the I mean, if it's one of those, like, let's say, like, Bouchard got injured or something, you're rushing to pick up the replacement, if Makar got injured, like, whatever, Here it's not that, because first of all, Lindholm is not necessarily the most fantasy relevant defenseman in his own right, and it's not like Boston has the best power play, so something to keep an eye on, but nothing too crazy.
Like he'll have it for 2-3 games, then Mason Lohrei is going to get it and they get scratched the next game. Like, that's how this is going to go. This is not a super exciting thing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in depending on how deep your league is, I'm definitely interested in Lindholm though. Hampus Lindholm. Although Elias may be on the come up, but
speaking
I
of Lindholm's on Boston, Elias Lindholm is back skating and could return within the next 2 weeks. He'll be back at line 1 power play 1 when he does. But yeah, back to your Hampus stuff. Just the segue was too good.
I mean, listen, a power play 1 defenseman, like, I think he's a tier above the Klingbergs and whatnot, who are Klingberg potentially getting scratched. So that's another thing in itself. But he's had some success with the PP1 deployment in the past. I think he'll just shoot a lot, and maybe he helps them click. He's just a completely different player from McAvoy, so you're expecting different end results. McAvoy's way more of like a facilitator and a zone entry kind of guy, whereas Lindholm has, I feel like, a little more punch to him in terms of like being dangerous with the puck while in the zone. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm monitoring, and if you need a defensive stream, I do not hate taking a chance on Hampus Lindholm and seeing how that goes.
Yeah, it's never bad to take a shot at one of these power play 1 quarterbacks, right? Like, even if it's a temporary one, you never know who might just start clicking.
Low risk, high reward.
Bingo. The best kind. All right. Val Nichushkin is week to week with a lower body injury. Surprise, surprise. Arturi Lehkonen takes his spot on power play 1. That's obviously huge for Lehkonen. Nichushkin is just always out with something or another at some point in the season. He's so good when he's healthy, but also like lately his deployment hasn't even been a lock. So for me, he was an easy avoid this year. And I was shocked at how early he got taken in our draft.
Yeah. He still has some name pull.
For sure. But like he's not even guaranteed power play 1, and he has all these issues of like always missing time due to injury or other activities. So yeah, main takeaway here is if you have Lehkonen, you're really happy. If Lehkonen's available, go snap him up because
he's been hot.
I'm rostering Victor Olofsson just because he's on that power play 1. Lekkonen's actually a good player, and now he's getting on that power play 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a lot more interesting.
And he's playing line 1 with McKinnon. So
that's also huge.
He's been popping off. Like if you have Lehkonen, this is honestly a great opportunity to sell high. Yep. Yeah. So sell him on the deployment. Sell him. Look how productive he's been with the deployment. You can probably get a really good name with how good he's been. So
yeah, you may notice a theme with every time we're like, this player you have that you didn't expect to be doing this well, and now he's popping off. Get rid of him now. Like, don't enjoy it. Sell him for someone. Sell him for someone who sucks right now, but is actually a better player. So that's kind of how our minds work, and that's how you're always tearing up, as Kevin likes to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an exciting one. Zach Hyman returns to action and regained line 1 power play 1. He put up 11 hits and an assist in his first game. If you drafted him late, you're pretty happy right now.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this in the offseason, right? We were talking about his hits in the playoffs. And he's been like a 1 hit a game type of player in the past, which is like still solid. Like 3 shots, 1 hit. You're super happy with that, with the point per game. But like the playoffs, he was going nuts. And we were like, is this just because of the higher intensity? Is this the new Hyman? Like what's going on? And look, it could be that he goes back to his 1 hit a game, regular after just being hyped for coming back after so long. But the fact that he put up 11 hits just shows that that's his ceiling, and that's an insane ceiling to have.
Yeah.
He got 23 minutes that game. That's crazy for a first game back from injury.
That's nuts. Yeah.
That's absolutely wild. And then meanwhile, Jack Roslovic still got points. And I know it's because Nuge is out, and we say that it's like a huge part of it is power play 1.
It's because he was playing against me.
That's it. So we want him to be playing against Josh all the time, but scientifically, the way to think about this, fixing my glasses.
What do you mean scientifically?
I don't think Roslovic is a drop as soon as Nuge is back. I'm going to maintain that. We could get off track with it. I just want to put it out there. Because Hyman coming back, he's stapled power play 1. The hits are not sustainable, but I think he's going to be like a 3 to 4 kind of hit guy. That's my take. That being said,
that's a lot.
Yeah, but not 11. It's not 11. But this just may be his new game. I don't know why he would do that the second he comes back from injury, but you do you, dude. But Jack Roslovic, still excited about it.
I was going to say, I remember vividly Jakey talking about this in the offseason where he was talking about how physical Hyman was in the playoffs, and then just kind of like we're trying to, predict what's going to happen in the season. And I remember in the offseason, Jakey was highlighting how Hyman was hitting so much, like maybe we see him, have more of that in his game this season. No, I don't think anybody can foreshadow 11 hits in his first game back. But also, like,
we called it.
Put yourself in the shoes or the skates of the player. Like 11 hits, like that's a conscious decision and a lot of effort to just like finish your checks. And like I feel like it's a lot of energy you're exerting. I don't think you can keep that up for so long if you're also supposed to be like a prolific goal scorer and whatever, right? So I can see him like maybe he gets 11, then 7, then 5, and then he's more of like a 2-3 hit kind of guy. Yeah, I can see that sick. Kind of. Yeah, still sick. You were not expecting that, and it's just kind of like the cherry on top, right? So
I mean, the way I see it is like he got injured like right before the Stanley Cup Finals, right? And then he had to watch his team lose, and then he's been rehabbing, and it's been taking a lot longer than he expected, and he's just seeing his team gonna get their like butts whooped, and he's like just let me out there, like let me help my team. Like that's the kind of player he is, like exactly. Let me in. And so he finally gets out on the ice and he's just like all like jacked up on adrenaline and just hitting everything that moves, trying to create space for McDavid and Draisaitl and all that, So I think that's the type of adrenaline thing that definitely doesn't last, like you guys said. But he's not going to stop hitting. A guy who does 11 hits doesn't go to 0 hits per game after that.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about guys who came back and just killed it. Quinn Hughes missed only 1 game due to injury, but then he came back and got 4 assists. I think he's okay, guys.
Yeah.
That's in my notes.
Yeah.
And obviously bumps Hronek off power play 1 and makes that whole power play a lot better. On the topic of the Canucks,
this is what happened. Just to say, just what happens when you don't go to steak restaurants.
Bingo. Honestly, honestly, you know, like the bubble boy. That's what they need to do to like the Hugheses during the season. It's like, oh, it's in between game time. Get back in your bubble, you know. Like, honestly, they should see if they're allowed to just wear it on the ice too once we're at it. Yeah. But
I'll sign a petition.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, on the topic of the Canucks, Thatcher Demko is out week to week. Kevin Lankinen is the starter while he's gone. I am so shocked this happened. Insert shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah, seriously.
Everybody needs to turn on video so you can see what Josh just did. That was incredible.
If any of our Discord fans are tech literate, I could turn that into a reaction that we can start using.
Wait, do it again. Do it again so we'll
we'll
make it happen. We'll make it happen.
That's so good. Yeah, but you know, Lankinen, he was really good last year for you, and the Canucks are simply just a better team than they were. I'm still not super high on them. I don't know if they're going to be making the playoffs, but last year was embarrassing, and he still ended up being good for stretches. So, very excited to own him this year. And frankly, when Demko comes back, I mean, I don't see it being impossible that they make it a 50-50.
There's no way that Demko's getting a starter's workload after this. Like,
exactly.
It's impossible.
He just cannot handle it. And yeah, so I think Lankinen's going to get at like 50% of the starts when Demko comes back, and like 100% of the starts other than back-to-backs until then. So if you want a goalie on a middle team who's a starter, and Lankinen actually is a good goalie, or at least has been playing like it the last 2 seasons, then I'm super happy to pick him up.
Can I give you some names? Just curious where you're drawing the Lankinen line, because it's not.
Imagine we say no, and then like next point.
Then I'm leaving the podcast. That's it.
I'll allow it.
Would you rather Lankinen or Stolarz?
That's a tough one.
I think for the season, like rest of the season hold.
Yeah, like I mean,
yeah, it's got to be rest of the season.
Yeah,
right now Stolarz is on IR. So,
but the important part is now. It's right now. Like let's say the next month until Demko comes back, and then take that into account.
I mean, next month I'm taking Lankinen because Stolarz is on IR. Who knows how long he's going to be out for?
And Matthews hurt.
And Wall just coming back.
Yeah. So pick it. Yeah. So let's go. Okay. Let's go Lankinen for that one.
Binnington.
Lankinen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be so happy to not. I am so happy to not have Binnington on my team.
Kochetkov.
Lankinen.
Really? Okay.
I think Kochetkov there.
I have no interest in a 3 goalie situation.
I still think he's going to get the lion's share, but we'll see.
What about Jet Greaves?
Lankinen.
Okay. Nothing beats a Jet Greaves holiday, but Lankinen.
Vladar. Swayman.
Swayman I would take over Lankinen, but I would take Lankinen over Vladar.
Agreed.
Okay. So it's kind of just like a low-end starter, pretty much. Like, what about Shilovs?
Yeah. I'm really curious to see what happens if like why Murashov got that start. You know, because it wasn't a back-to-back.
And then he got a shutout.
Yeah, but it was that stadium series where like, you know, they're traveling a lot, so it could be the equivalent of a back-to-back. If Shilov starts like splitting starts with Murashov, then I'd rather have Lankinen. But if Shilov has all the starts other than back-to-backs, then I'd take Shilovs.
Yeah, like agreed there for sure. Because I think Shilov. I think that it's confusing because he was on Vancouver last year.
Yeah,
I think that Lankinen is going to be like the guy for sure over the next little while, and she loves too. But you're right, it's a bit sus.
Okay, last thing. Let's say you're a goalie needy team and you have to stream a goalie for like the next 2 weeks. Like, are you picking up Lankinen, Akira Schmid, Jet Greaves, Askarov? Like who?
Okay,
who are you prioritizing?
Definitely Askarov out of this list,
sure, yeah.
but Lankinen would be second. I'd take him over Schmid or Greaves.
Even if it's just like a 2-week sample size, you just need. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Talking about goalies, Joseph Woll is starting his first game of the season tonight. Let's see if he can help the free-falling Maple Leafs right the ship. Free-falling Maple Leafs. You see what I did there? Because it's fall. And that too. Anthony Stolarz is out with an upper body injury, so Woll will be the starter for now. A lot less exciting to be the Leafs starter this year than in years past, though.
Yeah. With Matthews out, especially right now, I don't like this at all. That being said, we expect that the goalies in general, both Stolarz and Woll was hurt or out, whatever. But at this point, like the goaltending is going to be better moving forward. But for right now, I mean, Matthews, even though he's been underperforming, should be the centerpiece of this team. They're going to be likely worse without him. And I'm not super excited about owning Wall right now.
The only thing
knows, he could come in and just kill it, right?
I was going to say
he does. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Kevin.
No, that's fine. The only thing that can really for goalies, they can really be a catalyst for team success. So he comes in, he does really well. It can improve everybody else's playing as well. So that's the only thing maybe you look for when you're looking at the situation. But he's thrown to the Wolves right now. They're not really in hot form, and he's going to get all the starts because Stolarz is hurt. So.
Yeah, and like Jakey mentioned, Auston Matthews is out with a lower body injury. His power play 1 spot is getting passed around. Currently, Cohen has it. Last game, it was Domi. I wouldn't put too much stock in who has it because I don't think it's going to last. I think they're shuffling it around. Unless something just absolutely pops off and the power play starts killing it, I think they're just going to keep switching around who has that spot until Matthews comes back.
Yeah, but OEL is the power play quarterback still, and he's honestly been looking good with it too, so... Josh is smiling, but as if I don't have Morgan Riley on my team anymore. But yeah, I mean,
I can't believe you managed to sell high on him after he had lost his power play 1 spot. That's actually insane.
Hey, he had 9 points in 10 games, but OEL has 5 points in his last 6 games. So, I mean, he's shooting as well with the extra deployment. So he's definitely a worthwhile stream, but obviously not as good while Matthews is out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's get to some exciting stuff for Kevin. Josh Norris is back on the ice and could return ahead of schedule. Expect him to be line 1, power play 1 when he does. Assuming he stays healthy, he could be an amazing pickup. He's 13% rostered on Yahoo right now. I get it. There's been a lot of injuries this year. Not everyone has... Well, I mean, he's on IR, so you don't need the IR plus, but not everyone has that many IR slots. So I get... It was an easy cut. Let's say you had too many dead roster spots. It makes sense to cut him. But... 13% owned for a guy who can do what he can do if healthy. It seems like just an easy no-brainer to add. And if you add him and he gets injured again, just drop him. Really. I mean, this is the exact same conversation we had week 1 waivers, right? He was low rostered. We were telling everyone pick up Josh Norris. He's gonna be sick, and then he got injured on the first face-off, and we looked really dumb and had to redo our entire streaming schedule. Sorry, the last face-off, and then we had to reorganize our whole schedule so that we don't get burned again. But all that to be said. It's just such a no-brainer pickup to me. You don't get a guy like this available, and obviously he could just get injured, but there's zero cost to you to grab him.
He's a talented guy. We know he's hurt all the time. That's literally the one gripe with him. He's just always hurt. He's lived up to his reputation this year, evidently. But when he's healthy, he's line 1, power play 1, play with Tage Thompson. Josh Norris's fantasy profile is he'll score a lot of goals. He's actually a good goal scorer. He shoots and he hits.
Yeah.
And he's going to be having the best deployment on this team. In Ottawa, he wasn't always the 1C in Ottawa. He was oftentimes the 2C. So he would be in an exceptional position for fantasy. He's 13% owned and he's IR eligible right now. He's just arguably the best widely available stash. I remember talking with people on the Discord being like, oh, who's interesting on my waivers? And I see Josh Norris, and I'm just like, you have an empty IR spot, pick up Josh Norris.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, I bet he gets hurt a week after he comes back. Listen, that's in the realm of outcomes. Maybe it's a 50-50 chance he gets hurt within the week he comes back. But the upside of him being healthy is just tremendous, I think. You're missing out on a huge potential player. Obviously, we're talking about depending how deep your leagues are. He's going to be way more valuable if you're starting more than just 2 pure Cs. But yeah, he's one of the names that I'm like, look at your waiver wire. If you have an empty IR spot, go stash him.
He'll also probably win that week, to be fair. And that's kind of what
the 1 week he's there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, because you're not giving up anything, theoretically. You're giving up the worst player on your team to, you could do way worse for a stream, and then if it turns into a season-long hold, like you said, Kevin, it's stellar.
I've been holding him. He's on my IR spot.
Yeah, and as we know, Kevin has been plagued with injuries like no tomorrow. So for him to hold him this long, and look, we're podcast hosts. We really love fantasy. We know what we're doing. So for Kevin to be holding him, pick him up if he's available.
I mean, Kevin definitely also is motivated to hold him because he knows I would grab him if you drop him.
Well, why would I drop him then?
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense.
I had 6 injuries and 3 dead roster spots, so that's
an
important tidbit. But
he's still held.
The potential's there. Speaking of the Sabres, Rasmus Dahlin returned from his leave of absence and had 2 assists in his first game back. I wish I had bought low on him when people thought he'd be out for months. Unfortunately for me, I am people. I thought he would be out for months. So,
it's me, I'm people.
Yeah, exactly. It just sucks. It was like, oh, that would have been such an insane buy low. Like, if anyone had the balls to do that, then, kudos to you. There was no information, right? Like, it was really a murky
I thought for
situation.
sure at least a month.
Right, yeah, exactly. And like, honestly, if I knew it was a month, I'd easily try and buy low. But like the fact that in my head it was like at least a month, possibly season, like, So yeah, anyways, mad regrets, but great for Dahlin and great for all Dahlin owners.
Nothing you can do about that, and I will say he's been underperforming this year. But
I mean, the Sabres are a mess.
Yeah,
everybody's hurt, so
yeah, but he'll turn it around. I mean, even though Buffalo sucked a lot recently in recent years, they just haven't been good. He's always good, so I don't really think it's a buy low opportunity because he just came back from injury. But like, if you can, still a great option.
His value's gonna the boat's gonna go up when Josh Norris is back. So buy
and Zach
now.
Benson and
Jason Zucker. That's their whole power play one, pretty much.
They have a lot of guys injured. It's actually funny because last week's buy low sell high, I had Dahlin down as my buy low. Like, I literally had the entire blurb written out. I had all the stats, I had everything, and then he goes on his leave of absence like hours before we recorded the episode, and I'm like, oh well, I can't put him as my buy low now when I genuinely don't know when he's coming back. So I had to change it. But no, Jake, you're absolutely right. Even before he left, he was a great buy low. So very excited about that. All right, more good news for Kevin. Brady Tkachuk is traveling with the team. He was set to be out 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been 5 weeks to this day, which means that he can return as soon as next week. He's on the road trip, so there's definitely a chance. That's crazy exciting for any Brady Tkachuk owners. He's only 98% owned somehow, so if you're in that 2%, go grab him. But no, this is obviously nuts. I mean, if anyone other than Kevin had him in our league, I would have been sending nonstop buy low offers, but obviously Kevin wasn't going to do that. But yeah, so the window has closed, or maybe it's not like it's confirmed he's back yet, but I don't know. I assume if anyone's held him this long that they're like, all right, I'm holding on to him now that it's news that he's skating again. But would have been a good buy low.
if your Brady owner is not super in the weeds and they're only going to read like the Yahoo tidbit news thing that the AI writes for them, that's always awful. Like, just try to go send an offer. But I'm very excited as a Brady owner. I'm just very looking forward to this. I hope it's in 1 week, but I don't want him to rush back and then get hurt again. So like, take your time, Brady, but like, can't wait to have you.
Yeah.
Brady, take my finger or my hand.
Jack Hughes, take my finger.
Yeah, exactly. John Carlsson of Washington Capitals, his day-to-day with an upper body injury. Interestingly enough, Ryan Leonard getting a shot at power play one with him gone. That I think Carlson's going to be back and he's going to get bumped off, but it's always interesting to see who the next guy up is, right? That's not like a stat you can really look up until someone gets demoted, or it gets injured. So I always like looking at that, even if it's not going to last. You now know that number 6 on that depth chart for power play one is Ryan Leonard. So just something to note for the rest of this season or also for future seasons.
Yeah, you'd think that Washington would be better than they are, but they're like last in the Metropolitan. Like,
who could have seen this one coming?
You could have, but Logan Thompson is an absolute machine. Like, you'd think, like,
and he's still a sell high. If you listen to our episodes, I hope you did.
Yeah, he is. But they have the 5th, right on top of Seattle, actually, 5th best in goals against per game this season. They just cannot score. So where this leads into Ryan Leonard is that if he starts doing really well, like, I don't think they're married to this power play one right now at all. So
there's only one person who's locked onto power play one, and his name's Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, and 2.
Yeah, exactly. And 0 defensive zone.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like quite excited by this because I mean, after what he did last year, Chychrun cemented there as the number 1 defenseman, I believe. I know he didn't really start with it this year, and they kind of shuffled it around, but he should be the guy. Look, if Leonard does well, though, I don't think it's impossible for him to keep it at all. Plus, his banger counts are great. He shoots a lot, 7 and 5 shots over the past few games, and like has games with like 3-4 hits. So I'm not like extremely high on him, but if he's around, you should pick him up for sure.
Bangers.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like you'd have to be in a pretty deep bangers league for him to be like a pick him up for sure, especially because Carlsson might just come back. But I'm definitely interested in him, like in like a keeper / dynasty type of league.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I think in future years, I'm very interested. This year, I don't know how much value he's going to have, but it's still very interesting to see him.
So 12 or 14 man league. That's what I mean. Like
he's
in the deeper ones with a lot of rosters.
He's definitely one of the names though that I anticipate his value to be much higher in like the last 2 months of the season, where I feel like maybe Washington's not in on it as much, and then he's able to have a cemented top 6 role with a lot of minutes.
Those are the best pickups. Those are like those are league-winning pickups. It's like 2 months left in the season. The trade deadline's come and gone, and teams know they're not making the playoffs, and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna play my young guys and kind of let them run wild. And if you pick up those guys that have like, they didn't do much all season. You look at their season average; it's pretty garbage. But all of a sudden, they get promoted to line 1, power play 1, and just given like free reign to kind of discover what they can do in the NHL. Those are league-winning pickups.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to some Dallas Stars news. Jamie Benn has been upgraded to day-to-day from LTIR. I mean, he's still technically on LTIR, but he's now day-to-day, and he should be back within the week. I'd expect him to be power play 2, and he'll either bump Sam Steele out of the top 6, or he'll be line 3 center. I'm not sure what they're going to go with if they want to spread the wealth a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they've been having trouble with how things have been going, so I'm leaning probably more line 3 power play 2 to start at least. But he's been solid for bangers in the past. I'm not dying. This is not like a Josh Norris like IR stash that I'm like dying to get when he comes back, but it's worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, exactly. Completely agree.
Yeah, but you said.
And then Thomas Harley is out week to week. And he didn't have power play 1, so there's not like anyone taking his spot there. But this could be an opportunity for some other Stars defensemen to get more ice time. I know we had mentioned in the Discord Leanne Bichelle. That's how we're pronouncing his name on the pod. But no,
it's so funny because he's like a menace on the ice. I know. Leanne Bichelle is such like an elegant name.
I know.
Like a composer or something. Like.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been having some great bangers games, and that's like we always talk about, more ice time means better for bangers. So I think that's really one of the main beneficiaries of this Harley loss.
I think the only beneficiary.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say with him, the only thing is he's known as a hits monster, right? Like people try to make him and Lauzon and Gudas kind of like the same, but the difference is like he doesn't block. He doesn't block, he doesn't shoot. Not that the other guys shoot, but the blocks are really the big difference. How you get more blocks? You're on the ice more. So if he's playing 20 minutes a night now because of the extra opportunity, and he's looking into or just actually getting more blocks, that makes him extremely fantasy relevant in bangers leagues, because he's one of those guys that, because he's so one-dimensional, even in bangers leagues, he's not always on a roster just because it's only hits and zeros everywhere else, right? So that's more of a stream. But if he's getting 20 minutes a night, he becomes way more fantasy relevant, and one of those guys that's going to be in the same category as like the Gudas, the Trouba, the Lauzon, the insert X name that gets over 4 hits a game, but like nothing else,
Yeah.
Heiskanen still does sell high. Don't forget. Yeah. I know that because like a big asterisk was like, ooh, after the contract, maybe Harley will take back power play 1, etc. I still maintain he was my sell high this week. I'm still sticking with that Heiskanen's a sell high.
I mean, it's the production. The production is so high. That's why it's so high.
Exactly.
Okay, Boone Jenner of the Columbus Blue Jackets is out with an upper body injury. Jakey's getting PTSD, and I think his days as a Cats beast may be behind him. I think that now Columbus actually has a lot more young talent coming in, and he's not that he was ever necessarily the star of the show, but he got enough ice time and deployment that he was able to be that Cats beast while also chipping in the points. But I think with all this injury history, him getting older, and just the younger guys kind of taking the reins, I think his days of like being like, oh my god, I can't believe I got him in the 11th round, in a bangers league with face-off wins. It's just, I don't know how interested I am in having him on my roster anymore.
The one thing I will say now is that it just gives an extra opportunity in the top 6, and finally they're putting Yegor Chinakhov in a top 6 role. He's going to be playing with Monahan on that second line, and this is a guy that wanted to be traded. He was like, I'm not happy here, I'm not playing, like I want to get traded. They said no, we're not trading you. So already that's kind of just like a feud with the team and the player. And then when he, as of like not getting traded, he's staying on the roster, but they're playing him in the 4th line and
7 minutes a night.
Yeah. So what's the point? What are we doing here? But he's a guy that we've seen like be in the top 6 in previous years with Columbus and actually be pretty talented. Like he can shoot a lot. Like he's actually a good player when he's like happy.
Before Voronkov like took that spot from him, he was It was Chinikov, Marchenko, and Monahan. You know, and then I don't know what, like, who's, wife he slept with or what, in management. I don't know what he did, but management hates him. They're like, not only are we not going to play you, but we're not going to trade you away. We're just going to force you to play fourth line minutes, and yeah, it's brutal. So anyway,
no shift in the third period, and
yeah, exactly. Seeing him get this chance is definitely add him to the watch list. I added him to the watch list right away.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Add him to the watch list, and if he sticks here and he's playing like 15 plus minutes a night, like I'm sure his shot volume will be good, and that's interesting in deeper leagues.
Yeah. Okay, Frank Nazar returned to the lineup and is back on power play 1 for now because Tyler Bertuzzi is day-to-day. Sell while you can. I mean, he's been a sell high for so long. Then he was injured. Then he was you sell low, but like you don't sell low, obviously. But now he's back on power play 1, and maybe people won't realize that that's only because of Bertuzzi's injury. So maybe you could be like, look what he did at the start of the season with the deployment. He got it back. And you have to. Not every trade has to be for like a blockbuster. If you can like get Nazar for like a Fantilli or something like that, I would be so happy with that. And I don't think that's like the craziest. Even if you have to like throw in maybe something a little extra as like a sweetener, like that's not crazy yet. Fantilli hasn't popped off yet as we expect. I mean, he kind of has. He has like 5 points in his last 4 games, but like that's just the start for him. So that's the type of thing I would be looking to do with Nazar.
Nazar is the perfect player that I think is like the throw into a trade to get it over the hump. Like let's say you have a center and you're looking to upgrade center. Like let's say you want to go from like Hischier to, I don't know, I'm just giving an example, like a Suzuki. And you're like, okay, like what do I do to bridge the gap here? Like, they're kind of close. Add Frank Nazar. You're going to drop him when he's not on PP1 anyway. So, like, just throw him in. Don't try to get, like, extreme value for him. But, like, as a throw-in, it can make it happen. So,
yeah.
That was just an example. That trade probably does not get done, but...
But anything Bedard adjacent, like, that is the selling point there. That's what you got to bring up. Because Bedard is an absolute machine. And... I mean, he wasn't performing at this level, Bedard, at the beginning of the season when Nazar was amazing. So it's like, oh, wow, like now that he's back healthy, like imagine what they could do together and whatever. And there's a lot of ways that you can angle it. But Bertuzzi was doing super well. And the whole basis of this organization right now is let's make Bedard elite, and the pieces we'll put the pieces of the puzzle together as time goes on. So Nazar is a plan in their future. He got a good contract. He's a good player, but for fantasy relevance this year, it's going to be an absolute roller coaster. You want something better, and you can add him as a sweetener, like Evan said.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Marco Rossi is week to week with a lower body injury. Ryan Hartman took his line 1 spot, but then he got injured too. So now Danila Yurov is getting a shot with the big boys.
I knew
it. You can't predict all the centers on the team getting injured, and then he gets his shot, and you're like, I called it. I knew he was going to get his shot.
It was me. I didn't.
Someone check Jakey's basement.
Mysteriously in New York the last few days.
Whoa. That is such a good point. Oh, my God.
It just so happens everybody else gets hurt.
Joel Eriksson, watch out.
It always happens. Something happens.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not interested in picking up anyone right now for that. And it's not like any of them are getting power play 1, so it's just something to mention. But I mean, I guess like it is nice to be playing with Kaprizov and if it's Boldy or
it's an opportunity. If he shows out, like increased opportunity could be coming his way. So that's the exciting part. But I don't know. We're not really interested right now.
No, like
that's it. There's a big hill to climb.
Yeah, a massive hill to climb. But he has. All right, haha, insert you guys making fun of me. His stats in the KHL.
Oh,
he and Demidov both were like the record setters for what they did for their age group. So obviously Demidov has the pedigree that Yurov does not have, but Yurov has Kaprizov, and that's huge. It's if he really does like stay there for a few games, also speaking like Russian, and not everyone in the NHL speaking Russian, like they could like communicate with each other telepathically, I think.
Hey, I'm actually over here. I'm behind all these defensemen, but they can't understand because I'm speaking in Russian.
That's exactly how I thought.
Foil all of our plans.
Yeah, so watch list. I would watch list. I'm not like thinking it's irrelevant, but it's a huge hill to climb, like you said.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to everyone's favorite section of the episode, aka Kevin's favorite section of the episode, the Would You Rathers.
All right. I'm excited for these ones because I think we got some spicy ones today. Last week, I feel like I was a little bit disappointed in myself. I didn't really split the difference here, but today I put extra effort into it. It's always hard. I'm trying to pick the two players that you guys are going to feel differently about. So
yeah, it's fun.
But this is a fun one. I feel like we're starting off hot. Hopefully you guys haven't peaked.
I never peak.
I'm not peaking.
They call me Josh Never Peaks.
Yes. And Jakey always peaks.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Andrew Peak. Okay, go.
No. If this is your first time listening to one of our Would You Rather episodes, happy to have you. Congrats, you made it. But now, we go through 5 Would You Rathers. I try to split the difference between making Josh and Jakey pick each player on one of these sides, and we go through one of every position, so one left wing, right wing, center, defense, and goalie. So let's get started with left wingers. Starting off hot. Would you rather newly healthy big boy Zach Hyman,
big boy,
or Jake Guentzel rest of season?
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
We got 1 game of Hyman under our belt as we speak, but he got 11 hits. He's playing in top 6 in Edmonton. Jake Guentzel, we know he's going to be playing with Kucherov on that power play. Hyman had, 50 goals a few seasons ago?
Yeah, I know who I'm going with. I'm going to go with
Wait. No!
Oh, sorry.
Wait, did that influence your decision, Jakey?
No, I was going to say that too.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, because you can go first and I'll chime in.
Okay, for me, we talked about this in the offseason. We know exactly what we're getting with Guentzel, and it's great. We're getting 1 point per game, 3 shots, and some power play. Let's say like 0.25 to 0.3 power play. Like that, he is so consistent. You know exactly what you're getting, so it's very easy to compare with. With Hyman, I see him, he can easily get a point per game. I think they should end up with similar points. I see Edmonton's power play being a lot better because, Tampa's struggling right now. I think they're going to turn it around. Okay, maybe not a lot better, but I see Edmonton's power play being better. So he'll get more power play points. Shots I see being similar, but then Hyman's got the hits. And I'm not expecting him to get 11 hits per game, but even 1.5 to 2 hits per game is 1.5 to 2 hits more than Guentzel's going to get. So I think that's the main difference maker for me.
Need I remind you, though, that Hyman last year had,
he had a garbage
0.6 points per game and 0.16 power play points. Jake Guentzel last season, 1 point per game, 0.35 power play points. Like all these Tampa guys usually hover around 0.4 power play points. Like that's pretty elite. So
I'm a big believer in the Hyman bounce back this year.
Yeah, so same with the Hyman bounce back. Also, like, let's not forget that just in general, Tampa is underperforming. So like there is, that component. But I think if you look at it last year, it's such a clear outlier as far as production goes. Like for Hyman, since he went to Edmonton, his previous worst was 54 points in 76 games, and then last year was 44 and 73. Other than that, he exceeded a point per game in 1 year, and basically was point per game another year. It's obvious and glaring that was the year that he underperformed. Additionally, this concept of him hitting is new and adds on to what should be like a 0.9 point per game player. I think if you can get like a double at least from him with the goals, he should get more goals than assists. I think that this is not a clear Hyman. It's a very good question, but to me, like the edge is there for him to get it.
I'm going Jake Guentzel. I believe in the points difference being here. I think Hyman probably gets around 0.7, 0.8, but I think Jake Guentzel gets a point per game. And I know the Hyman will hit, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be 11. I think he's gonna average around 2, which is already great. But I want the consistency of I know what I'm getting with Guentzel week in and week out. I don't want to risk getting that Hyman 0.6 season once again. So
fair enough.
Wow.
Yep.
That's close.
It's definitely close. And like I said, like Guentzel right now is performing well, but I think his ceiling is even higher when Tampa starts clicking properly. So,
quick question: given all the metrics with his hits, how many hits per game do you need Hyman to get in order for you to pick Hyman over Guentzel?
That is a great question.
I mean, it's a great question, and there's no perfect answer, but I think it's
with the numbers that you expect them. So let's say Guentzel gets the 1 point per game, and Hyman ends with 0.75.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's more than just the question of the points difference. It's like the thresholds as well. Like averaging over a point per game is hard, and like Guentzel can do that. I don't think Hyman gets a point per game this season. If he was averaging like 3 or 4 hits, maybe I take the discount.
Oh well, there you
go. But
yeah.
But I don't have like an exact number of like, okay, it's 2.7, I'm good, but 2.8, I'm not, type of thing. You know what I mean? But
yeah, for sure. But I mean, like 3, I feel like is a no-brainer.
Whatever, yeah.
That's it. If it's at 3 with the metrics you laid out, I think it's clear, and I think that it's going to be like a 0.1 points per game difference as opposed to 0.25.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, number 2, we're talking right wingers. This one is a hot commodity now. 2 guys that have started the season as incredibly polarizing players, I will say.
Ooh, I wonder who this is going to be.
Would you rather Andrei Svechnikov, the new hype man of the NHL, or Nick Schmaltz, one of the hottest starting players in the season?
That's easy. Svech, easy for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Easy?
Yeah. I think what he and I know Schmaltz has been unreal, but like we've talked about this, like Schmaltz was such a sell high.
Yeah.
And he has slowed down. The whole Utah team slowed down a bit. But yeah, I think what Svech is doing is legit. I think that he's going to keep this deployment. I think he might go through stretches where Rod gets pissed at him and puts him on line 4 power play 2 for like a week. But for the most part, I expect him to stay line 1 power play 1 with how well he's been doing. And he's going to be closer to the player people drafted him as from here on out than the player he's been to start the season, in my opinion.
Over the last month, Nick Schmaltz is still averaging over a point per game, which is very impressive. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to do that for the rest of the season, but you know that you're getting a good player in a Utah top 6, and he's, I would say, like pretty tied to the success of this team, even though they've been slumping recently.
I like Schmaltz a lot. I'm pretty high on Svech, which is crazy because I held him through the lows and then traded him right when he got good.
His lows were literally waiver wire. Like his roster percentage dropped to like 40%.
Yeah, but now it's back up to like 65 or something. So
yeah, which is not as high as you would want for a guy that, you know, is supposed to be, was a 5 or 6 round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going Svech, but maybe not easy. You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend the would you rather master.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with I agree. I'm going to go with Svechnikov, but it's more of a referendum on Schmaltz than being anything pro Svech because the inconsistencies are frankly.
God forbid he says something positive about Svech.
No, it's like well, like because I mean it's people who've been listening to us know that we think the Rod issues are real, and it's not that his new production is necessarily here to stay. It's really just Aho and Jarvis. These are the only 2 reliable guys on this team, and I guess Ghostless Bear is creeping into that conversation, to be honest. But it's really like it's just Aho and Jarvis to me that I can expect consistencies. That being said, he should be there logically, and which is like a nice plus. But the real crux of it all is that we have enough of a sample size from Schmaltz to know that Schmaltz is a very good player for certain stretches of the season, and this is a fun offensive team, but to me, it's just at least you have the base of the shots and the hits from Svechnikov. So whether he is line 4 for a week, and sure it's a bummer to hold them through that, you'll still get overall better production when it's all said and done. So,
and I will say for his deployment, one thing that makes me think he's more likely to keep line 1 power play 1 is actually how well Ehlers has done on line 2. So that line 2 is really clicking. So there's no reason for Rod to want to promote one of them to bump Svech down. And then
we don't know, like he could get bumped down to line 3 and they could put somebody else that's not Ehlers. Like I don't know.
It's definitely
I think Ehlers
possible.
Won't go to line 1 because they like what he's doing on line 2, but it doesn't mean Svech won't get bumped down to line 3 or 4 for somebody else.
Yeah, I see
it's
what you're
definitely
saying,
in the
Josh,
realm of
though.
possibility, but like I think that makes it more likely that he keeps line 1 because it's just fewer players who could bump him down because they like that line 2. And then for power play 1, the power play started clicking once he kind of got put back onto it. I mean, it also helps that Gosper got healthy at the same time, but Svech has some power play goals in the past week or 2, and he's been a big asset to that power play. So I really think that he's cemented his deployment.
Yeah.
He's a great playing. He's a great player. He has a tremendous ceiling. That's why he gets drafted so high. I will say like the hits have definitely decreased in recent years. Like you're not getting over 2 hits anymore. Like you're getting 1.5. That's kind of like his baseline now. But the thing with Schmaltz, like I am also going Svech just because I think his archetype is more valuable and I think he has a higher ceiling. But I want to give Schmaltz some credit because I think first of all you can trade Nick Schmaltz for Svech if you're in a, I mean, Svech is really hot right now. So if the manager is like looking at the last 2 weeks only, then it's going to be a crazy sample size. But Schmaltz has been having success the whole season. And I think Schmaltz has always been a like 0.8 type of player and like hovers between 2 and 3 shots, which is really good for a guy that usually doesn't get drafted in fantasy leagues. But he hasn't played on a Utah team with this much talent in a long time. So I'm expecting the baseline to be over 0.8. Like right now he's over a point per game. I don't think he hits a point per game this season, but can he hit like 0.9, 0.95 with this deployment? Like I think he's a very safe player to have in fantasy this season, and he's one of those guys that the name doesn't like the name value and like the production doesn't match, and those guys are good to have in fantasy because you can get better deals on them when you're trying to trade for them. So
yeah, agreed.
Okay,
all right, number 3.
Next?
Talking defensemen now. 2 guys that have been hot. Let's go with Josh Morrissey, arguably the hottest defenseman in the NHL right now, or Adam
if he's
Fox.
your type, sure.
And I'm not talking looks. I'm talking production, baby.
Okay, let's see what they've been doing.
Yeah, my first instinct here, and I'm gonna still have to ponder before I solidify it, but it's gonna be Morrissey, because this is not like just 1 year. Like Morrissey's an excellent offensive defenseman, and it's been years of this already. Last 14 days average, he's got 1.33 points to 0.71 for Fox. Obviously, that's huge. 0.67 power play points, which is unsustainable.
6-7.
6-7.
All right, no kidding. But essentially, like, I just think like with the blocks probably being safer as well. To me, that this one and the Adam Fox name is a little flashier, but I'm gonna go with Morrissey.
I'm also going Morrissey. I am a certified Rangers hater now. I've been converted. I was a Rangers believer.
All it took was trading JT away.
All it took was owning JT for so long in the season and Lafreniere, and it was a miserable experience. I do think Trocheck coming back has revitalized the team, but I think Fox's ceiling is what Morrissey's like. Not floor, but like Fox, you wish he's doing what Morrissey's doing now. Obviously, Morrissey's going to slow down, and I can see Fox picking it up. But I think that best case for Fox is they meet in the middle. Morrissey blocks more. Fox like shoots a little bit more so far, but I don't see that being a big difference. So I don't see why you would pick Fox when you have like the more stable, like sure thing in Morrissey for the same archetype of player.
Let me ask you a question that's going to maybe shed some clarity on the situation and make you guys reevaluate your picks, okay?
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Who had the best power play in the NHL last season?
Winnipeg.
Okay. Who was the power play quarterback for Winnipeg?
Morrissey.
Yes. Okay. How many points did Morrissey average last season?
Let me check.
Let me help you. He was at 0.78 points per season, points per game last season.
Okay.
0.28 power play points.
Yeah.
What do you think Fox averaged last season?
0.82.
Yeah. Is that more than Morrissey? Yes. So I'm just saying that if you're looking at last year's production, he was already on the best power play in the league. And he averaged 0.8 points per game, and Fox averaged slightly more on a Rangers team that was abysmal. Right now, yes, he's averaging 1.2 points per game over the last few weeks. But is that sustainable? I remember early in the season when Josh Morrissey was getting zeros for like weeks and people were worried. But now the fact that he's super hot is like, okay, we're set. I think Fox is just one of those names that you know what you're going to get. I think the floor is 0.8. I think now that the Rangers are clicking, we can see a ceiling that we haven't seen yet. He can be a point per game defenseman. I don't think Morrissey will end the season as a point per game defenseman.
I just don't I know we're all thinking like, oh, Trocheck came back and the Rangers all of a sudden learned how to not get shut out at home every game, you know? Like the bar was so low. Like, yes, they had a couple good games, and I do think Trocheck makes the team a lot better, but I don't think that guarantees that all of a sudden all their issues are fixed and they're going to be the wagon that, you know, we kind of hoped that they would be this year. So I think that Morrissey's just a safer bet. He's obviously not going to keep up the pace he's doing right now, but he's just on a lot better team, I think, and he has that power play was first in the league for a reason last year, and they replaced Ehlers with Perfetti. I don't think that's a big downgrade. I think that they should still be a super hot power play this year, whereas Rangers are struggling. I mean, no shade to Will Cooley, but if he's on your power play, you know, versus
he's making it work.
No, look, I actually think he's a really good player, but like that's not the necessarily like seal of excellence I'm looking for when I'm making a bet on who's going to be better.
Is anybody willing to beer bet me for rest of season points between these two defensemen? Because I'm on the Adam Fox side.
Yeah, I would be about you.
Rest of season as of today, who gets more points between now and the rest of the season?
I assume they have similar games played to make it fair.
I actually haven't checked exactly. I just thought of this right now, but
Yeah.
At the time, Josh Morrissey has played 18 games. Adam Fox has played 20.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay.
I'll take
what do we call
edge.
it? Rest of season points per game pace.
Sure, we could do that if you want to do the math on the date and all that stuff.
I'll do the math.
Okay, cool.
All
Done.
right.
Lock it in.
Jake, you don't want any part of this? All right. So is this our first beer bet of the in season, or
It's our first beer bet in a while.
But we haven't had one in like over a month. So like,
Yeah, so this
beer
is good.
bet, baby?
Oh yeah.
All right. So Kevin bets Josh that Adam Fox has a better points per game pace between now and the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Dating this
Okay.
back to November 17th.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think we should try. And
Yeah, we got to
do these.
wrap this up. We're running long on time, but we're
Yeah.
talking centers right now.
Oh baby.
One of the hottest names in the league, also one of the most attractive players in the league, Nick Suzuki.
True.
No homer bias. Or Leo Carlsson rest of season.
That's Suzuki for me. And I know that Carlson's literally like ranked like number 1 in like our league, or has been for like a while. And look, I'm assuming that Suzuki could either get healthy while playing through this injury that we think
He's
he
still
has,
been elite.
or like I do think that's slowing him down though. I mean, he literally had a quote being like, "I don't need to be the fastest to still like produce out there," you know. So I
Yeah.
think like he is being like hindered a bit by injury, but like you said, he still could power through it. It's just that Leo Carlsson is such a sell high for me that you drafted Leo Carlsson at like in like round like 14, 15. Suzuki was drafted second round in our league, and I think that's a fair spot for him. So obviously, like a certain point in the season, who cares where someone got drafted? It's just about the value. But I just think Leo Carlsson's playing out of his mind, and it's not sustainable. Whereas Suzuki, what he's doing, I think is sustainable.
Okay, I'm not as quick to get to the result as you are, and mainly because like just Leo Carlsson's been an absolute insane.
If Leo
machine.
Carlsson has one fan, it's me. If Leo Carlsson have no fan, it's because I am dead.
That is Jakey. What if you had to save Nick Suzuki and Leo Carlsson off a cliff?
Let me put it this way.
No, it's he's ranked so high. I would say mainly because his PIMs have been kind of crazy for some reason, and his shorthanded points. So in our league, that does carry a lot of value.
Yeah, not holding anything against like that 1.4 points per game or anything like that.
No,
It's all
but
the
that's why
PIMs of
he's
the shorties.
won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, you're
that's,
completely
like,
correct.
Something that's insane to see. 2.71 PIMs. Like, what the heck is he
He
doing?
had like a few game misconducts, it feels like.
Yeah, and he's still producing at this
He
rate.
does it all.
Anyway, to me, it's extremely close because of Suzuki's injury issue. If that maintains, like that's a big problem because the Habs have like zero depth right now. It seems with all the injuries we spoke about. So I don't really know how that's going to go. I'm still going to go Suzuki. It's a much safer bet. He has like a better track record in his career because Carlsson it's his sophomore year or third year, but yeah, I mean it's closer to me, Josh.
No, it's super close. I think that just Suzuki is so good, and I think Carlson's really good, but just honestly, when I see someone performing that well, it sketches me out. If that person's name is not McKinnon or McDavid or like Kucherov, like I'm like, okay, this is unsustainable.
He's going to come back down to earth, but it's like, where is earth? Like, is it Nick Suzuki or is it Crosby or is it Scheifele or, where's the line for Leo Carlsson? That's kind of like the goal here.
That's what you got to predict.
Suzuki. No, Suzuki. Kevin?
I mean, listen, if as we record this tomorrow, Nick Suzuki is missing time, like I'll change my decision, but right now it's got to be Nick Suzuki.
Yeah,
I think in a trade you can get Nick Suzuki plus.
Yeah,
so
I think that's
I would try to do that.
Yeah. Obviously, he has to be healthy at the time that you're listening to this for that answers to hold.
All right, let's quickly wrap this up with the goalie position. I want to provide some context here as well, but would you rather the best goalie in the league, Yaroslav Askarov?
I knew he can't resist putting his own guys who are performing well.
Or Filip Gustavsson of the Minnesota Wild, who is playing ahead of Jesper Wallstedt, who's got back-to-back shutouts as a rookie.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a single thing that Jakey's wrong about this year. All these like rookies. This is a weird year, okay? Like I've never seen so many rookies. Not only
I've never
just
seen
like
Jakey be right so many times. I thought he was only going to say.
Yeah, no, so many of these like young, like not to say rookies, but like let's say like year 2 guys just come out of nowhere and not just be like way better than they were the year before, but be like the best players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen this happen with so many players. You're looking at like Carlsson, Celebrini, like Bedard coming out of there now, like Wallstead back-to-back showdays, Cutter Gauthier. Yeah, like where did this come from, right? Like maybe it was a couple trades happened. I don't know. Like it's crazy. It's really exciting. It's a fun time for the league. It's tough for me because I usually tend to draft more conservatively and avoid the unknowns like that. But no, it's super interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like looking at the standings and the Sharks are not doing very well. They're second to last, but they're basically like 1 win away from like it's this Central and the Metropolitan.
They've been hotter recently.
Or sorry, this is the Pacific. Yeah, they're that's a very close division. So I'm gonna take full credit for saying that the Sharks are going to be decent. So thank you guys on that. But I will say that Filip Gustavsson was my week 5 buy low. I maintain that Gustavsson's going to be the starter for the duration of the season. That being said, I think I believe in the Sharks to be a decent team. I'm gonna go Askarov. I'm gonna go Askarov there. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I will say Askarov does not have a Wallstead problem.
I disagree actually. I think that Ned is a serious concern for me in making this decision because the only reason Askarov got all those starts in a row is because Ned had a personal leave, but now Ned's coming back. Obviously Askarov played out of his mind, so you'd think that he would just run away with it, but that's not always how it works in practice, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to alternating. The fact
I can see it being like a 2 starts 1 start, 2 starts 1 start type of situation. Which is not the worst either.
It's not the worst, but I don't think it's even a guarantee. Like I said, I know Askarov's been nuts, and like if we were a coach, we'd be like, yeah, take all the starts, But like I think there's definitely something to be said for that. Let me take a quick look at what Gus has been up to, regardless of the Wallstead stuff.
Yeah, I like both of them, by the way. Like, but Askarov's my choice.
I think I've still got to go with Gustavsson because one, I don't think that Wallstead's going to take the job. I thought that. Originally, I was like, whoa, back-to-back shutouts, there's something here, But then, like, just looking at how Gustavsson's been doing, he hasn't been bad. Like, he was a good buy low, like Jakey said, and then he's been stringing together some good starts. And I was the lowest on Minnesota out of all of us, but I'm, like, even lower on the Sharks. Even with how fun they've been, I just don't think, like, I don't understand how this defense isn't letting in, like, 6 goals a game. And I know Askarov's a big part of that. Like, he's been really, really good. But to me, I just see that as, like, a room for regression. I just don't see how, like, who's their best defenseman? Like, I mean, Klingberg's getting scratched. Not that he's their best defenseman. Like, you have Orlov as you have Orlov and you have Super Mario Ferraro, like, who I love, obviously. But, like, I just don't believe in that defenseman core at all. So it's tough because I also in the offseason said I don't believe in Minnesota's defense core at all. But I think I just got to go with the more kind of safer bet of Gustavsson.
How about you?
He's obviously going to Askarov.
I'm going Askarov, baby. I'm a homer out here. He's saved my goalie position for my team, so I have to put some stock in that. But I'm just saying, I feel like Askarov's floor is higher than Gus's floor right now. Like I've seen Gus have mixed performances, and like yes, maybe Jesper is not ready to be like the starting all games goalie for this team right now, but he's definitely putting some pressure on the situation, and if Gus falters, they'll have zero hesitation to just go with Wallstead moving forward or give him a string of games. Whereas I think Askarov can struggle, and I don't think Nedeljkovic is an exceptional goalie. We've seen him be like honestly terrible in recent years. He was like
good this year.
He's been good this year. So it's making me think like maybe there's something about the Sharks that is helping these goalies out a little bit. I have no idea, but I do think Askarov is better than Ned. I think Askarov is the goalie of the future, and I think right now he's in the 1A, so I feel like the situation is better for him, whereas Gus, I feel like at any moment, like Wallstead can just like develop and be the guy, and they'll roll with him. So
I think it'll be interesting.
I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's like it's part of the risk that I'm banking into it.
I just think that the Ned risk is bigger this season, at least, than the Wallstead risk. But I think that's fair to have your opinion as well, especially with how hot Askarov has been, and he's been on your team, so you've been experiencing all that joy. It's very hard to root against him.
I'm not saying Askarov's going to be like get all the starts. Like I can see this be like he gets like minimum 2 games every week, pretty much. Is kind of how I'm viewing the situation. Whereas I can see Gus be like a guy that like at some point can be a minimum one game. And also Minnesota isn't necessarily the best team this year either, right? So
yeah, called it.
All right, 2 for Askarov, 1 for Gustavsson. That wraps up our Week 7 News and Would You Rathers episode. Really, really good content on this one. The Would You Rathers were, as you said, habanero level spice.
Muy caliente.
better than last week, right?
Yeah. No, it was really good. Thank you to everybody
AI
for
learning.
listening. Yes, Kevin AI. I feel like Kevin AI has like a nice ring to it, actually. It makes a lot of sense.
People are going to think I'm not real.
The what?
I said people are going to think I'm not real.
Because he's
You're
too
pretty
good to be
advanced
true.
for not being real, especially because like your beard is like thicker sometimes and less thick, and you wear hats.
Yeah,
Does
AI would
AI
never be able
wear
to figure
hats?
that out.
Not yet.
Exactly.
It's against their code of conduct, actually.
Just count my fingers and see if I'm AI or not.
Thank you to everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Rate us 5 stars if you like what you hear. Subscribe on YouTube. Super spicy. Don't forget to weigh in on the Montreal versus New York Bagel. Super important stuff right there. It means a lot. And the link to all of our socials is in the link tree in the podcast description. Join the Discord community. It's a party. We are very active with it. Love engaging with our fans over there. It's cool that I just said fans, but you know.
But if you're listening to this and you made it this far, like, please follow us on Spotify or Apple. Like 60% of you guys that are listening are not following. So why?
Yeah.
Why?
Can AI hit that pitch? Can AI hit the why pitch? Nice. All right, Ernie, take it away.
Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Why?
Why?